Yo, welcome back to TeamViza TV interview series, season 5, episode 18. I'll be your host tonight, the Visa Boy. Special guest in the building, come all the way from San Fernando to be exact. Am I correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Now this lady is no stranger to the camera. Let's welcome to TeamViza TV interview series, season 5, episode 18. Miss Nysus. What's up? Good?
Yes.
Alright. Welcome to TeamViza TV interview series.
Thank you.
Season
Thank you
5,
for having
episode
me.
18. Let's give it up for this. She's in the building. So what's the journey to come down here?
It was cool because I used to do drama in Faizabad, so I know part of the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What's
it was
Nysus
cool.
energy like right now?
Well, mellow as usual.
You're on TeamViza TV.
Yes.
First of all, I'll be your host tonight.
Thank
Visa
you.
Boy. Season
You're
5,
a
episode
nice
18.
person.
Huh?
Well, I say you're a really nice person, bubbly. Yes.
Well, I can't just tell.
Nice.
Right, so Miss Nysus, can you tell TeamViza TV a little about yourself?
Well, so I started off singing calypso in school. My mom would pen the songs and I would sing it, and most of the times I would win. I would win the contest, or probably come second, if anything, right? And I aspired to be an internationally renowned artist, but I became a teenage mom at 18, and then at 19, and then I became a mom again at 24. So that kind of stumped everything, and I decided to put my music career on hold to raise my children. I went on to become a registered nurse. I'm currently an occupational health nurse. I also have a company, we take care of the elderly. And I dabble in anything that I could. I love to study. I have a lot of certificates. I love music. I used to draw, but I stopped and I lost the ability to draw.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a bodybuilder actually, a non-competing bodybuilder. So I love gymming, I love being active, I love spending time with my family. Serious introvert, yes, but definitely love to be out there observing people and just getting to know people, because there are so many good people out there. I don't like to hear too much of the negative. I kind of, gravitate to the positive of this world, and definitely it is worth it, because you meet good people like you.
How important it is to have your hand in different pots, as we just call it in Trinidad terms? Besides being a music artist, as I say, in nursing, in bodybuilding, how important it is besides having a career to try that?
Well, life is worth living.
Right.
So just live it. Yeah.
Like
So that's me. And I think one of the reasons why I am so focused on opportunities and grabbing opportunities is because of how early I had to get locked down into responsibility. At 18 years, and you have a little baby there, and then 19, 2 of them. And you're freaking out because you're wondering, well, how will I take care of my babies? And you want to be the person that they could look up and be proud of, but you still want to be true to self, right? That is why I was so focused on, hey, any opportunity I get, I go out and do it. So there was one time I was doing 4 courses. I was doing my degree, I was doing a course in radio announcing, I was doing a course in stage production, I was doing a course, and some other course somewhere. I went to Napuna and did a fitness course. I went to St. James and do the radio announcing course. So it's like, there was no limitations to what can be done.
Right.
Just get it done.
Just get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get it done. Now, going through your social media, right, as an artist, I more was expecting to see more artist stuff, performance, you know, marketing. But I see more of you in the gym.
Yeah.
Right. You have a different page beside that?
No. Well, I stopped music for a few years.
Okay.
Right. I did say I have a company. It's a K agency, and I focus. It has been running for the last 7 years, so I focus my energy on that. Okay. And this year, well, last year, I decided, you know what? This song Hard Luck Day, I wrote it since 2020, and then COVID hit. And it was just there. But usually with my songs, I write the chorus first.
Is that the formula?
The chorus first, and then the verse will falling. Sometimes the verses falling really fast, sometimes it takes years.
Okay.
And what I say is, I don't write songs, I accommodate songs. When the song ready to come, it will come.
Right.
I can't force it. So last year, it did come. I wrote it in 10 minutes, raw, and I decided, you know what? I had a little extra money and I wanted to do full production on this. I did link with one producer first, and it wasn't what I expected. And then I linked with Chenko, right? He gave me the rhythm at first. I was like, and then he said, come in studio, let me fix it. Went in studio and did our thing, and it was done the same day. He built the rhythm, we recorded, and it was completed, and it was just to do the fine tuning and so on. So that's why I'm not seeing much music recently. I've been back in the gym because I used to gym back in 2014. I was an avid gymmer, and then I stopped, right? And 2018 I started back gymming really. So you'll see a lot of the fitness part of Arlene, of Nysus. You'll see that on the social media aspects. But that in itself is a strong point of mine, because a lot of people are inspired by that.
Right.
That aspect of, hey, you could commit yourself to go gym and to work out, and you know, these heavy weights and so on. You inspire me to start back, and I get that a lot.
Yeah, because I've been in social media, I see you lifting weights, I see you pushing, I see. What make you reach out to TeamViza TV though?
Well, I saw one of my Facebook friends, Breezy.
Breezy.
What's the next part of his name?
Does it?
Right, Breezy does it. Right, I saw he brought out a really nice song of our Soca. I really loved it. It's amazing. And I saw him on TeamViza. I was like, let me ask. I reach out, I ask, and here I am.
And you wouldn't believe, right? Breezy came here because I heard him on 96.7. Did an interview with China, I believe.
Right.
And the guy, the first interview we did for the year 2023, we had Keishon V. He also was on Red 96.7.
Right.
And you was on Red 96.7. And you wouldn't believe. I was about to message you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you beat me to the gun. You beat me to the gun. So
well, I don't have a manager. But again, because I have such a high drive and I am an ambitious person, I just ask. I got a contact for, well, I don't want to say who, but I got a contact for someone on my 96.7, and I asked, and he was like, sure, come in. And
okay.
That's how it was. So all of my interviews are going like that. I reach out, I ask, is either they leave one blue ticks, or they say, yeah, come true, we like this song.
Right. Now you're known for doing different genre of music, right?
Yes.
Such as the modern jazz, the modern reggae, the soca, the calypso.
Yes.
I'll put your file, so you know what I mean. Why you leave dancehall alone?
Right. So back in 2009, 2009, right? I brought out my first song with Penko Music. There were 21 artists on that rhythm, on the Android rhythm. 21. 21 artists.
Okay.
So, you know, not everyone could have gotten the little spotlight and so on. In the beginning, I was getting some traction on my song called Low Riders.
Low Riders.
Right?
That's the Android rhythm?
That's the Android rhythm. That's 2009? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
2009.
2009.
It was on the motorbike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's we did a music video with King David. Oh boy, this guy Mischief is no.
Shade Mischief?
No, it's not Shade Mischief. It's one of the other. It's a few of them were the Mischief. So one was Shade and one was something else.
Because we had Shade Mischief here.
Right.
And he explained to us that there was a group back then.
Right, yeah.
Everybody was Mischief, was
Right.
Shade, was this, was
Yeah,
that.
yes. It was another Mischief. Me and this Rasta boy. Oh God, the red man. Oh Lord, I can't remember. his name. No. Rascality. Right. He was there and we did the music video together and then Squeezy came on the rhythm and Buffy was on the rhythm and a few other people. Right? Fun fact, Penko discovered me when I did a photo shoot and I posted the pictures on Facebook. Jay Hamilton, back in those days, now starting out, and he started a movement called Curvaceous Candy Modeling, and I was one of the models.
Okay.
Yeah, and the picture garnered a lot of attention. You know, people was like just added me because of the picture. And Penko reached out and he said, we started talking and he said he have a rhythm and so on, and yeah, I jumped on the rhythm. Very first song I ever wrote. Listened to the song overnight, sleep with it, listening to the rhythm. Wrote the song, went up. Short Boss was the engineer recording, and he was like, "Yeah, there's a hit. This song around it." Right? Started going different places. My first gig was in the women's prison.
True.
Very first gig. In the women's prison. I was so scared. I was thinking, what if they lost me there? What if they locked me up or something? And those women were so amazing. They were just happy to be out of the cell. Right. They're making noise for anything. They don't care what you're saying.
Yeah, they're glad for that. Vital energy.
So that was a big boost in my confidence. And Penko was helping get little things here and there. And I had later on, I brought out a music, I invested in a music video. Andre Critchlow and Kendall Lane did that music video for me. I'm a biker as well. So I told all the bikers, well, I used to ride bike and follow the bike movement, you know. I can't ride bike. I don't have a license to ride bike. I don't ride bike anymore, but biker for life, right? So we did the music video. Synergy saw the music video and reached out to me. Hey, we want to do an interview with you. I was like, wow, that's so amazing. Went and did the interview. I was with a group called Vilventure Films. So I was like, hey, let me represent my group. I put on the group jersey and a jeans. And the gentleman, whose name I shall not call, who was in charge there, he said, you come dancehall artists, come looking like that, jersey and jeans. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, no, you can't be serious, come looking like that to do an interview, ting. And
that's the guy from Synergy?
Yes.
Wow.
And I started to cry. And you know, God is good. There's a lady there. She just happened to be there finding out, I don't know what she was finding out, but she actually had a boutique, and she pulled me aside and she said, here what, I have a boutique a few spots down, I will go bring something for you, you'll put it on, you'll wear it, and then you'll give me it back. So she went, she brought it, I changed, and I did the interview with, it was Jason.
Williams.
Yeah, JW. I did the interview with him and gave her back her outfit.
It was successful?
It was successful, and from that day on I said, dancehall is not for me. Because if you're going to judge me based on how I dress, that's not me. Because I'm not the one to be in the mainstream and I'm not going through that.
So you wasn't working towards to enter the mainstream as an artist?
Yeah, but if you tell me I had to be wearing on something skimpy, I'm not going through that.
So you don't think there's an image for yourself, for your fans?
Not for me, no.
Okay. But as I say, that was me calling, the dancer.
No.
So that made you go over to the soca?
Well, no. I started dabbling in a few things. My real calling is what you call modern jazz. So I have a song called The Love Zone, and that is kind of like what I want to do. I did bring out an EP called Nysus in 2015. It's on iTunes. It's supposed to be. Oh, it's still there. Yes. It's on a few platforms. It's distributed by 21st Happiness. I'm also on my publishing company is, well, the publishing company I'm with is Jack Russell Music. They're based in London.
Okay.
And when I brought out that EP, I signed up with them. You know, and the EP was more of a modern jazz kind of thing. And that's what I want. That is what I love, that kind of modern jazz world music thing. But I'm a Trini to the bone, love my soca, like the calypso. Think that calypso should, you know, reinvent itself. That verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, a million verses. I don't think that's the future for calypso. But really loved what Calypso Rose did, and would love to, not so much the style of Calypso Rose, but dabble into, because the world seems to like Calypso way more than soca. You would talk to foreigners and they'll say, well, soca just too happy. I don't know what a big truck is. Why my hand not to be in the air? Marshall Montano can't sing. Pardon. But, you know, that's what they say. You know, you talk to them and that's what they say. But you get some good reviews, especially in Europe, about Calypso.
Okay.
And I think Calypso is the future.
You don't think soca music need reinvented also?
I do.
Yeah, because I find it kind of take a different tone, it goes a different direction.
Let me look at the facts. With soca music, most of the times a soca song has to grow on you.
Right.
It's you know, you have melodies, African melodies that have that kind of hypnosis that really it needs that airplay over and over and over again. As well as Trini just accustomed to, we hear in soca from Boxing Day straight to Ash Wednesday. So it's ponging in we head. So we are accustomed to that kind of hypnosis with regards to soca. But when you listen to soca on its own, sometimes it just, some of the lyrics don't make sense as is, right? But when you're in a party and your head nice, it sounds really good and it makes so much sense. Yeah. So it's like, we making soca for carnival and we expect the world to understand it. They won't understand. You can't understand it unless you're behind a Juve truck chipping and you get that, you look up in the sky and you see the sun rising and you just see your partner next to you. You get it that way. Yeah, yeah. But Calypso now, it literally is like a cousin to reggae, and it's a different type of melody, it's a different beats per minute, you know, it's different. And I think the palette of music around the world really loves Calypso, but we love soca. The soul of Calypso, we love it. But what soca has turned into, I don't think outside a carnival, I don't think it will work. No.
That's a... So, this is good reasoning. Yeah. I like the reasoning, you know, because I hate to learn also. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nysus. Name Nysus.
That's my surname.
This surname?
Yes.
Then I see it. You
no, that's my surname. So my name was initially B Sugar. And when I decided to come out of the dance hall, my friend Black Sheep, pick up yourself, Black Sheep, he was the DJ for RDX. Well, RDX no longer RDX, it's Renegade and Delamar. But back then he was their DJ and he's also a producer. He produced the song Ride It. Yeah. Right. Yeah, he produced that song as his rhythm, among other things. So I was with them in Tobago, chilling, and he was like, we were discussing this, so the EP, because I did the EP with him. He produced the songs on the EP, and he was like, well, you know, B Sugar, there is a reggae artist called B Sugar in Jamaica, you know, and she's quite established. So you should consider changing your name. And I was like, well, what should I change it to? And he's like, your surname, Nysus. Nobody else has that surname. And I was like, I don't know. And then he was like, look, let me give me your ID card. And he was like, hey, Renegade, look, this girl name is Nysus. It's like, Nysus? And he showed him the ID card. It's like, boom, 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 you know, the patois, and they start to talk and sing. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll do that. No, the name itself, Nysus, everyone is related to me with that surname. Everyone in the country is related to me. And the name is a derivative of Dionysus. And Dionysus was aka Bacchus, aka one of the Greek gods, mythological gods. And he was the god of sex, wine, and fertility. So I love to use that aspect of my name to like kind of base my music, because my music is not raunchy, it's more with the modern jazz, it's more of a mature, sensual kind of thing. You know, like I'm a grown woman and I can sing about my sensual experiences. So it's more on that side.
I want to go back to something that you mentioned earlier, right? When you said you was a teenager.
Yes.
Did it affect you anyway as an upcoming artist back then?
Oh yeah. I was in a girl group. Donnelly's. Oh boy. To get vexed. But it was 3 or 4 of us. Can't remember. And I saw an ad in the newspaper, and I responded, and Stephen Bob was the manager, and we started singing. Now by then I had already have, she was a baby, my daughter was a little baby, right? That was 21 years ago. And it didn't work out. I couldn't go to the rehearsals. I had problems with babysitters, you know. And my mother made it clear that if you're big enough to make churn, you're big enough to mind it. So she had no help. She gave no help whatsoever, right? And, well, not no help whatsoever, but she was not going to tolerate it, right? And I don't blame her.
Okay.
I don't blame her at all, because, you know, she had
As
someone
is a
to do
parent
that.
today, no. You don't blame her, but back then, you understand that. Did you understand it back then?
I understood it back then, because she warned me. She's like, don't get pregnant, you know. But my children are my life. I can't even imagine. Like,
you hear that?
Yeah.
And your mom, you all seem to have a very close relationship.
Well, yeah.
Well, they say she's a pen some of your music back then.
Yes.
So she was one who already started Nysus.
You can say it, of course, well, in more ways than one. Right? She used to sing. She does sing. But she never really got into her music career.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what inspired you on your music in 2023? Hard Luck Day.
Hard Luck Day. Well, this song was started in 2020, and I was just driving, and it came to me, you know, and I just went with it. Started playing around with it and realized that I couldn't write it, so I just forgot it altogether. And then last year it just came. Oh. It just came like fast and furious. You didn't know about drive and say Hard Luck Day. But it's mainly, you know, persons watching you, things that you have. You know, I remember one time I was working in the hospital, because I worked for 9 years in the hospital as a registered nurse and an assistant acting head nurse. And I was in plain clothes, I was in uniform. So I walk into a restricted area, and the security stopped me, and I showed them my badge. And the security was like, oh, you don't look like no nurse? I was like, wow. And, you know, you would meet people, and it's only when you start to speak with them, they're like, oh, you kind of sounding smart. I'm like, wow, okay. And the song, it's mainly like, persons will see what you have, and wonder what you have, jealous what you have, and don't know what you did to get it, right? And it's like, I can't help but be me. This is who I am. I can't help but be ambitious. I can't help but look for opportunities. I cannot help but be the best me I can be. So Hard Luck Day.
Hard Luck Day. Yeah, Hard Luck Day. Years ago, you was working with nice producers, like good producers. I went from Guyana, like T-Bani music.
Oh, Ghana.
Ghana?
Yes.
It's Ghana?
Ghana.
Ghana. My mistake. Not Ghana. Ghana.
Ghana.
Like Tibani music, right?
Tibani music.
What was the experience working with?
Well, it was good. I found out about him through a DJ. UCL, big up yourself. Yes. UCL knew someone in Ghana, and he said, talk to this guy, he's a cool guy, and I started chatting with him, and he linked me to Tibani, and Tibani, you know, gave me his rates and so on, and then he was like, you know what, listen to this rhythm, let me hear what you think. And I listened to it, I wrote a song, I went in studio, I did my thing, I sent it back to him. And it was different because it was a lot of auto-tune on it, and the harmonies, he was like, nah, that is still in my
True.
Yeah, he threw away my harmony. He's like, no, that kind of throwing off things. He threw it away. But definitely it was cool. Everything was done online, and I would like to do more music with him. Right now he has a song featured on a Disney a Disney film, right? So he up there. I don't know if I could talk to him. So, nah, I'm joking. He's real cool. But I love Afrobeats. I love where Afrobeats is going. Long overdue. They fight it long enough, and now it's really taking its place where it's supposed to be. Long time.
That's the Afrobeats.
Afrobeats as a genre itself.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the kind of music like Burna Boy, them singing.
Yeah.
It's Wizkid.
Wizkid, Burna Boy, Thames.
So you're the Marshall 40th. Did they come into the Marshall 40th, you know?
Nah, I will.
You seem to be a supporter of Marshall, I don't know why.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
I'm right on Bungie any day.
Bungie girl. Biggest lessons in the music industry that you ever learned?
Don't burn any bridge at all.
Facts.
None whatsoever. If your pride, chicken you swallow it, throw it away. At the end of the day, right? I'm a person, I believe in principles, integrity, and all of that. And I realized that stooping to conquer is one of the greatest strategies in the music industry. Right? That you may be disjusted, somebody might do you wrong, you know, something might happen where you didn't like it. It's better to just, you know what, forgive and forget and move on. Don't cause no bacchanal, don't do any work with that person again, but definitely you don't want that kind of, because music is pretty, it causes a lot of intimacy among humans. It causes humans to come together, and intimacy in the open-minded aspect of it, not sexual. But it causes people to come together and share ideas, bounce ideas, you know. It's very personal, right? And somebody might rub you the wrong way because of, you know, misconceptions, or that's how they are, you know, but because they show you one face and they may have shown other people another face that they know longer before you, way before you, and go back way back when. So you come out now and, hey, this person is so on and so on and so on. Like, who's you? Who is you? Right? And it's not worth it. And there are so many people connected to each other in the music industry. Because my producer, Chenko, I knew him from years ago, right? And then when I did the song with him, he dropped me into a group that he has. And half of the people in the group I know, just from on my journey with music. You know, some, you know, I rub with them the wrong way, you know, we fall out, and I was like, whatever, and I just ignored it, right? Never made a scene. And that was the best thing to do. In other aspects of life, I would put on my foot, I would stand up for my rights, I would say right is right and wrong is wrong and so on, you know. And in the music, it's just like, just let bygones be good bygones. Yeah.
Bygones be bygones. Radio station, music for the radio station?
WAC played it.
WAC?
Yes, I'm not sure about Red 96. I'm not too sure. I don't listen to radio that much. When I'm driving my car, the radio does only play slam.
Slam.
That's the only thing.
But what was your formula to get the music onto the radio station?
Just ask.
Just ask.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's different for females, but
right.
a lot of artists came through and everybody had their own formula and how to get the music onto the radio station. Whether it be slam, whether it be red 96.7,
right.
but they're their own different way of going about it, man.
Right.
And a lot of upcoming artists just come through this platform. So that's the reason why I say ask these questions, so they can hear each person's story. So it is a feel to probably go down that route.
Right.
They can have an idea on how it is to go and structure.
Well, the more you network and the more you get yourself into different opportunities, you meet, you know, it's better to meet the DJ. I remember when I went to Red 96.7 and they were asking for the music, and I said, well, I sent it to the email address that's, when you Google, you will see the email address. It's like, nah, nobody just watched that.
True.
Like, send it to me. I was like, go figure. You know, so I would just do my research. I would Google who is the program director. I would ask around. I know quite a few DJs, and they would give me links, and I would ask them. And if the first thing for me is the approach, right? Identify yourself, tell them where you got their number, and ask them if they want to hear your song. And if they say sure, you send the song, and if they vibes it, follow up probably 2 to 3 days later and find out, hey, did you listen to the song? I would love to get an interview. Some will say yes, some will say no. More people they ask, the better your chances. Because if you look in, it's, what is it, in marketing it is, we look at 2%. So how much whatever you throw in net, you're expected to get a 2% return. So if you want, I'm not gonna do maths now, but the amount you do, so if you do 10 people, you'll only get 2 people responding. So do 100 to get 20, and 1,000 to get, etc., etc. Yeah, so the 2%. Just ask and meet people. The music is more of relationships. It's more of relationships. People like to help who they know, right? And you can't just know somebody overnight. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work by showing up, supporting, you know, somebody. Like, for instance, this is a nice story. So, I was at a community center signing up for a course, right? And I think the 3rd person there. I went early. And then it had some people came after and they, you know, rushed to the front and so on, you know. And then the security guard let us in. So me being the person of right is right and wrong is wrong, I move in front of those who know they came after me. And I went to the front of the line. And then there's one woman before me. But I know there was a Rasta guy who came before me. So when it was my turn to sign the book, I was like, hey Ras, you came before me. And he stopped and then he come forward and think, not knowing that was Sean Caruth.
True.
Yes. That was Sean Caruth.
It's a real big, you know, I never thought of before. Why is Sean Caruth? Yeah. He is now.
He just around, he just be out of the country most of the times, he said.
Damn.
And I just like up and he was like, hey, let me do music together. I was like, yes.
Easy like that.
So sometimes you just network and be nice. Right. I love being nice. It follows you, you know. So many people want to talk about, oh, this one do my this and I'm not doing this. No. Be the one to step out and give. Right. And you know, if you think about what you're getting in return, that's when you feel, you know, an injustice or a disjustice, whatever the word is. But that's how you feel, oh gosh, I'm feeling bad because I put it out and I get back nothing in return. Right. But if you just give for giving's sake, it feels good. Right. Whether you get in return or not, the act of giving just because you want to give, it feels good. And you're not going to be fussing about, yeah, if they'll do it for me or if I... No. Just give, and the kindness, what goes around comes around. And it comes full circle. Yeah.
Well, penning your music today, 2023. Is it Nysus or mommy still involved in penning?
Oh no. My mom stopped that. When I leave primary school, my mom stopped writing music for me. I write all my music.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Nysus, can you tell TeamViza TV some of the principles that you live by on a daily basis?
Always do tomorrow, but always never leave for today what you can do tomorrow. No, never. Always do today. Let me start.
Let me start over.
Let me start over.
What you can do today, do it today.
Right.
Yes.
That's good.
Right.
Right.
Never leave for tomorrow what you can do today. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I actually had a video that I listed some. I always believe in doing unto others what you would like to be done unto yourself, right? My philosophy is thoughts become things. So when I think, what I say and what I do is very, very important,
Okay.
right? It's hard to control your thoughts, especially when it's so easy to think negative, right? Sometimes you'll catch yourself thinking, oh gosh, this might fall and break, and it fall and break. That's how powerful your thoughts can be. But because some things don't happen immediately like that, we tend to think the thoughts are not powerful. But this life, things need to, what you call, it's a gestational period for some things sometimes. The bigger the request, the more things that need to happen within that request is the longer it will take. I had aspirations of coming out of nursing in the hospital because of the atrocities I saw at San Fernando General Hospital, and I am ashamed to say it. There's great atrocities. They're killing people, right? But we're not going on that road, right? And it is done so that private hospitals will make money. But
everything that was our business.
It's our business, and they're playing with people's life, and I never stood for that. And at times I used to cry to go to work, right? Because you would see it, and you can't do anything. The system is rigged to make the hospital look bad, and you're playing with people's life. And I couldn't take it anymore, and I needed to get out of there. And I made up my mind in 2016. As 2016 started, I was like, I'm going to resign. And I had no idea how. No idea how I'm going to do it. And then things started falling in place. The new job advertised, I saw the advertisement, I went to the interview. I almost didn't make it to the interview, but I pushed through. I got through the interview, and by December 2016, I resigned.
Oh.
I made up my mind, I want something. The universe or God or whatever you want to call it, put things in place to make sure that I got it. And because I was true to the vision, it happened. Sometimes people think what they want to think. They say, all right, I want this. But they don't stay true to the vision. If you give up on the vision, you're going to miss when the package comes. If nobody is there to receive it, you're going to miss it. So you have to be
yeah, you pick up the light on this.
yeah, you have to be there.
Yeah, sitting on all this knowledge, right? In the health sector, right? You ever think about becoming an activist?
There are certain things that has to be done first, because it's easy to get somebody to, run here. It's easy to get rid of one little voice. In Trinidad and Tobago, it's very cheap. So certain things has to be done first, and you would need a collaborative effort with the other nurses. Those nurses, unfortunately, are afraid of the bread and butter because they do victimize people when you speak up. I was an active person in the union, and they tried to victimize me, but I had already made up my mind that I'm leaving, right? Errors were made. I lost $20,000, but whatever. I say whatever, right? I'll go on, no problem. That is the most important thing. But definitely, the vision is because my colleagues still suffer in the system. and my vision, and I'm out. It's a vicious cycle of you get in, you get it's like a slavery. The work ethics. I remember there was one time I was in nurse in charge, and we had 86 patients, and it was 3 nurses, and we had to make sure everybody tidied, everybody medication taken, everybody okay. Do you know how hard it is to have 86 sick people, some critically ill, with 3 nurses, and you have to make sure you document everything. You have to make sure everything, and I was in this in charge, so anything happened is on my shoulders. That was one of the worst days of my life, and they didn't want to change it. The excuse is that we can't afford, right? They don't want to hire nurses, they can't afford it. They don't want to pay nurses more money, they can't afford it. You know, but that's not why. That's not why. I can only assume though, because I have no documents, I have no proof, I have nothing like that. All I have is what I experienced. And anybody could say, well, your experience is not facts. Doesn't necessarily mean facts, right? But it will take a collaborative effort from all the healthcare workers to come and rise up together and say, hey, we want the best for our patients, and the way forward is to make sure that the government of Trinidad and Tobago puts health first. We have a very sick population, a lot of rise in diabetes and hypertension and all of that. There are people who are dying for no reason, and we need to get people healthy so that they could be more productive. And we have to move away from the hospital and strengthen the healthcare system, the health centers, so that people wouldn't flock the hospital and clog the hospital. Go to your health center, but when you go, the doctor could hardly speak Spanish, the nurse vex to come, this one, they don't have this, they don't have that. And the system was rigged to fail. Definitely. But once the patients as well, the country as a whole has to get up and say, you know, we had enough. But most of the times they just blame nurses. They just blame the nurse. And this is the problem. If you blame the right person and you pinpoint where the problem is, then you can put a solution. But if you're looking at the nurse is just a scapegoat. The doctor is just a scapegoat. They're happy that they're blaming us. So they won't have to step up and do what they have to do. Management will not. I, as an employee, cannot go into work and do what I want. So that should open your eyes. If the nurse and doctors hug, why are they allowed to be hugged? The system not working. The system was rigged to fail, so you could go on in the private hospital and you will feel comfortable there. And now the insurance companies are supporting that because they're making money off of that. Everybody wants health insurance now. It is rigged to fail so that they can make money.
Yes, what on a Soca artist? What on a Soca artist? Because you can acknowledge that you're speaking here, it's intriguing.
I'm a registered nurse to heart.
Right.
I will always be one.
Okay.
You know, nursing gave me another aspect of life. When you see somebody die, you really appreciate life. And I fed up see people die. You know, some we saved, some we couldn't. You know, you sit down and cry with people. You know, families, unfortunately you have to tell them certain things and they're bawling on the phone, and you know, it's a whole other perspective of life when you're looking at that. And I think it's a privilege to be the last person with someone when they take their breath, their last breath. It is a privilege. Because you know, you are there in that time where that's their last time on earth. Right? You are there to help them on that journey. Transition. When somebody is dying, you know, usually they start to travel, but their hearing is intact. So, you know, you can still talk to them and, you know, comfort them and, you know, it takes a toll on you as a person though. It does. But it really was an honor working as a registered nurse in the hospital, and it changed my perspective on life. It made that, and that's one of the reasons why I was grabbing opportunities and so on, because again, life is worth living. Yeah. I don't know if I've been going on.
No, you come back, you'll come back. I so very appreciate the knowledge that you're giving me here, right? You know? TeamViza TV, you're the first female for 2023.
Oh, you like? Yeah, that's true. I was watching the episode, yes.
I want to speak about those places of performance that you've been to.
Well, of recent?
Yeah.
Okay. So I did Fat and Sour, Colors of Youth. And also, I am actually in a competition at Bamba Lounge called Soca Reloaded. That is a contest for amateur soca artists, and the prize is $15,000. Yes, I have. I'm into the semi-finals tomorrow. Well, I was part of a wild card. I was one of the wild cards. So I have to compete as the wild card going forward.
Okay.
Right? I am also with the Missionaries Calypso tent. So we had a performance at Midway Bar in Princestown, and we're having there's a clash of the Calypso tents coming up in Palms Club soon. I can't remember the date, but I will get it. I have an interview tomorrow as well on WESN network. It's an online network. Where else was I? Somewhere else. Well, with the interviews on Red 96.7 and WAC. And that's about it, I think. I was supposed to do something in Tongue Twisters in Cunupia, but it didn't work out that way. Yeah, I didn't get to perform.
Oh, you're here with your daughter, right?
Yes, my daughter.
She seems to be a very, very highly fan of her mom.
Yes.
How do you manage family time and artist time and studio time and performing time? How do you break it down?
Well, funny enough, my daughter and I were discussing that coming down here. You have to evaluate time. You have to know the value of time. The habit I developed early on in life is knowing how long a task would take, because I would set out to do something and unrealistically set a goal of, hey, I'll get this done in this amount of time, and I ran out of time. And then I started realizing that didn't making sense, especially as a nurse. Nursing taught me a lot of things. That if I want to finish X amount of tasks within my shift, I have to be very efficient. So knowing how long a task would take and doing the tasks that are priority was important, and I got into the habit of doing that. So that if I wanted to bite off this and that and the other, I know how much time it would take from my my day, and I would set that goal of, okay, yes, I can do this, yes, I can do that. So it's just a matter of knowing how long each task would take, right? So that's how I do it. I balance with realistically setting the timelines for each task.
Okay.
So if I have to get up in the morning, I know how long it will take to make my lunch, my breakfast, you know, how long I will have in the gym. I have my alarms. I have alarms on my phone. I will set down an itinerary. So every morning before I start my day, I would write down the list of things I have to do for the day, right? And then I would execute and then tick off as I go, right? And that's how I do. That's how I live my life. Yeah.
We'll take a little break to get a drink.
Nice.
You know, really nice and slow. We gotta go. launch just now.
Okay. You want anything to drink? Want to try?
Last year I'm selling CMOS.
Yes.
That's a new business venture you're going into?
As one of the few business ventures I do, I actually every year I would sell pastels.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sell pastels every year around Christmas time, and now getting into the CMOS. I did years ago I did 2 bikini car wash. I did a curry queue, a barbecue and a Chinese queue. I saw my mom, I grew up seeing my mom hustle. She would go Venezuela, buy lingerie and underwear and so on, and bring it back and sell it. We had an ice cream parlor, and she worked night shift because she is a nurse. Well, she was a nurse as well. She was a nursing assistant and I was a registered nurse. She worked night shift for 4 years so she could manage her ice cream shop. And we would sell.
Okay.
So I have another sister and we would sell ice cream in the shop, eat some.
I can relate because mom used to do the same
Okay.
type of,
Right.
That's the go-getter there.
Yeah.
Also, that's the go-getter. She's the person, she's putting more time into this. You know what I mean? And everybody drinking it.
Yeah.
Besides being a mom, right? What would you say is your biggest accomplishment?
Oh boy. Ah. Wow. Well, on a personal level, I've always wanted my degree, and I did get it. So that's a big accomplishment for me. But one of the greatest accomplishments is really the ability to inspire people. I remember I went into Tobago, as we're rolling with the bikers. There was a bike show, and this lady come up to me, and she was like, "I could hug you," and I was like, "Yeah." And she hugged me and she said, "Girl, I just follow you on Facebook and I love all the things you post." I was like, "Oh."
Oh, that's what it's mean.
Yeah.
Somebody always watching, somebody always looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And people would just do that. I would go down the road and people would walk up to me and, "I love what you're doing," and you inspire me to start working out. I was like, "That's so cool."
Now you make Jim look real cool. You make Jim look real cool. That's gonna go into. I say, wow. I say, okay. Like, if given an opportunity to work with a celebrity, who would it be and why? One opportunity.
One opportunity. I think right now, Wizkid. I see what he did to Tam's career. I really love it. And it's like he has the Midas touch right now. It have some people they work with them and after that song you crash and burn. But other people you work with them and you just flourish. And I'm really into the Afrobeat.
What message will you send a young aspiring artist coming up?
Perfect your craft. A long time they used to say stick with one genre. Nowadays that's not it. A lot of different, even big time artists, dabbling into different things. How the place swing, they will go. And just never give up. You have to know what you want and know that you can get it. That's the only way you will get it. If you wishy-washy, it's not going to happen. If you're 1 foot out, 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door, it's not going to happen. You have to make up your mind that, hey, this is what I want, and I will focus on this. Own one thing. So that concept of own one thing, I heard it from a speaker. He managed KFC marketing, I think, sometime. And he said it doesn't mean to do one thing or to have one product. It means have that unique aspect of yourself that you can, everyone will know you for that aspect, you know? So Arlene is the cool, you know, classy person, and she big bottom and she comes swinging, and yeah, that is the one aspect. It could be anything that you decide that you want to portray yourself as, but as artists, your music is just the advertisement. People buy into your personality. You know, Patrice, she started singing some nice sultry songs. We know her for that. You know, Nessa is the one, she rallied the girls together. We know her for that. You know, Marshall is the hype man. We know him for that. Bungie is the freestyler. They buy your personality. The music is just the advertisement. So you have to now decide what your personality is, decide who your target customer is, and really focus on that. No one is saying how to make your song. Creativity is something that you can't put a definition to. You have to be creative on your own. What I'm saying is, who you sell, what you sell yourself as, your personality. Be clear of what it is, so now that you can push it every single time. This is the type of image I want. You know, don't come one way one day and the next way, no. When you be consistent with your personality now, it will grow on people, and people now can buy into that personality. You know, and that's it. Look, Nyla has her unique personality, and people love her because of that personality.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about Soca being cancelled?
Oh,
Is it supposed to happen? Is it supposed to happen?
I don't know.
Feel long as well? It happened before already? Would it cancel Soca?
I don't know. I never liked competition for our art form. I think it would be beneficial for it to be like a festival, you know, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of people complain about Soca Monarch, but were they going? I mean,
yeah, sure.
they was gonna buy a ticket and go? I don't think so. You know, but I don't really have much views on it. I just know why it happened, and it would have happened anyway. You know, that's what it would have happened anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah. You know, I must show you a little thing. You mentioned that when somebody dying and they're giving their last breath, it is be a privilege to be around or to witness that. Well, what I could say, you remind me, well, the 26th of this month, February, will be 8 years since my mom passed. And I witnessed her last breath. Okay. So that sort of touched me, raised my paws, and remind me at that moment. And I feel so privileged to be part of that at that time. So it was just a reminder for me. So I could say that I appreciate you reminding me about that, and you're giving me the knowledge. So I will always, it's something that will live on with me. And I could always send a message to somebody else so they will understand how you make me understand. And the next thing, what I admire, okay, is TeamViza is my son, mother and son. And you come down with your daughter, so it's mom and daughter. So I just I just love that teamwork.
Yeah.
You know, you're on TeamViza show and you and your daughter come down here as a team.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, we love you. The sky is the limit.
Yes, yes.
And don't let nobody tell you that you can't do this because your energy that you have, nobody cannot tell you that.
Yeah, no.
Trust me. And trust in God, and I hope that you go from strength to strength. And may all your endeavors happen for you. May God richly bless you and guide you, and all what you wish yourself, I would like you to get it and many, many more.
Thank you.
Proper. Proper.
And I must say that my daughter is an artist. Yes. She's a self-taught artist. She's excellent at it. And my sons, big up Jamal and Mosiah, they are rappers. Yeah. They freestyle. I don't know how they do it, but they freestyle and
You must bring them back so they can bring them like the culture so have this stuff to rap because we have once they started this September. September, November. We make it 3 years.
right.
And we had one rap crew that passionate. Only one.
Well, I've been telling them, hey, post stuff, and they didn't listen to me, and now they're doing it. My last son, he's very, very shy, but I will bring him. I'll bring the both of them. Yes.
Yeah, launch off your career. Nysus, what is the weirdest DM you ever received?
Oh Lord, no.
This is the fun part here, the interview.
Oh Lord. Hi. No. The weirdest. So, oh Lord, I could say that.
Don't name that. We just
No.
give you this message.
Somebody told me that they just said hello and they told me that at that time they were pleasuring themselves to my picture.
Why do they keep doing this thing? Why? Yes, she's beautiful. Yes, you. Why?
I didn't know why. Tell me. And it's
Block and delete.
No, it's a friend of mine.
Well, as Bob Marley said, only your friends know your secrets. I mean, well, the song Hard Luck Day. I want to go into this song Hard Luck Day. Right? It's kind of catchy. I heard it the first time, but I love the chorus.
Right.
As they say, there's write your chorus first. So I believe that's your main focus in writing music, your chorus. Hard Luck Day. That's some man. That voice. Hard Luck Day. No. Coming from San Fernando, Juve Carnival is around the corner, right? Would we be here in Hard Luck Day on any big truck in San Fernando?
I don't know.
That was the time that you had to reach out to these DJs and them and distribute your music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody know having a music truck, if it is, you know, like how devs have the band.
Yeah.
Carnival.
And I know that.
So this one.
Yeah.
Get your music to the truck.
Yeah.
So at least if you pay twice, 3 times on rotation at least, you know.
I'll do that.
Yeah. And this guy that I went to show Sunday, is NCW. He have this
I fall out with NCW, so.
True?
Yeah.
But I was now saying it's a good platform for you to reach on, because he's exposing
Fall out with them.
new talents and everything.
I messaged him to find out his rates for features, to be featured.
Onto the show?
On Instagram.
Okay.
That was in the first week in January. I'll send him a message asking him what the rates are and what's the procedure to be featured on his page. And he read it and he didn't respond.
Okay.
So a few days later I was like, well, never mind. At least you could have told me, you could have responded and so on. And he sent me a 28-second voice note letting me know that he is busy and not every time he read a message he's able to respond. And he himself watched my profile yet, but he would do as I say and never mind. And I was like,
Wow.
okay.
Okay, Marcus, up to this day, you understand what he meant?
I don't understand how he get the time to leave a 28-second voice note and he couldn't, you know, spare a few seconds to respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, in that sense, if it is, well, Nysus, top of her career, let's say this young lady here reach out to you, you don't know her, what do you think you would respond? Be honest.
If someone asked the procedure to be featured.
I know a random person, just DM you and ask the same question.
Yeah, I'll let them know my price.
The price?
Yeah, because that's what I asked them for. What's the cost and the procedure. I wasn't asking a favor. I was going to pay him to be featured on his page because I saw it was worthy. He has a lot of followers and I wanted to invest in myself.
Okay.
You know, because he does put on his bio for bookings and so on, DM or WhatsApp and so on. So that's why I reached out to him.
As they see.
And some persons prefer you email them, some prefer DM. So it didn't specify which one.
Okay.
So as I'm on Instagram right there, I asked him one time.
Because I was thinking there's a nice platform for you to get on.
Yeah.
Like on his tour. Because he exposed a lot of young talent.
Yeah, that's okay.
You could try again.
No, I could.
Let's give it a foot.
Right?
This opportunity, TeamViza will give you to look into the camera to send some of your shout outs to some of your family, your friends, your followers, your supporters.
Yes.
Don't forget anybody and don't forget your recording here.
Yes. Big up my children, Jamal, Jamila, and Messiah. Big up. Enough love to my sister. Today is her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Renee. Happy birthday. Alright. Jeline, Brandon, Surya, Megan, Elijah. Big up your whole self. The whole Chenko production team. Big up yourself. And everybody who knows me. Yeah. That's it.
Right. Worst advice you ever received that stick with you today, that you remember?
Huh. I can't remember. Worst advice. Huh. I can't remember.
I don't think somebody should remember the worst advice.
Yeah.
Best advice ever given to you.
The best advice, it's quite a few, quite a few, but I started reading books like Think and Grow Rich, Bob Proctor. So I would say that the best advice was actually a video that was sent to me by Mr. Spine, big up your whole self. It was a video that was, they would have visuals and they would have like an old recording. Talking over it. And it was Bob Proctor explaining the law of money. And that video, when I saw that video, it opened up a can of worms. It was like, and can of worms is the wrong term, but it was like opening up a whole new mindset of what money is and how I can manifest things within my life. And at the end of the video, he said, money is your birthright. And I remember many years ago, I just screamed out, I want my birthright. I need my birthright. And I don't know why. And at that time it clicked that I knew that being rich was my birthright. And yet it was hidden from me. And so seeing that video opened up the desire to learn more. And I started doing research and I met online I discovered people like Bob Proctor and Abraham Hicks and Earl Nightingale, James Allen, and these people have a wealth of knowledge on how to build wealth, how to manifest your dreams and your goals and so on. And so that video that Mr. Spine sent to me was quote unquote the best advice I ever forgot.
Look yourself, Spine. This is TeamViza TV. It's always close on a positive note. As you see, the time is flying really fast. You know? It was always close on a positive note. This is the opportunity we'll give you to look into the camera. To work your magic, close up on a positive note.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
Just be nice. Nysus.
Nysus. Anything you'd like to tell your mom from where you sit?
Hi. I've always been proud of you, and more and more proud every time. I'm just so happy to see you getting the flowers.
Yeah, handles where people can find Nysus.
Oh yes, so Nysus is NYSUS B Sugar BSHUGA. That is on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. On YouTube, it is B Sugar, as in BSUGAR 500 Biker for Life. I was a bit extravagant back then. So B Sugar 500 Biker for Life on YouTube. But everybody else, Nysus _ B Sugar, and that's SHUGA. Yes.
Any bookings for Nysus? Name, phone number, bookings?
WhatsApp me at 497-2439, and I do sell Seymour's thing for the back. Fellas, I get the reviews. Who said walk in? Who said it stand up? Right, yes. Yes, good.
Nysus, we have come to a close. Season 5, episode 18, featuring Nysus B Sugar. It's a pleasure having you on TV.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
You're always welcome to return. The door was open for you.
Thank
I'd like to
you.
meet your sons and them, honestly.
Yes.
You know, so we could put that in place and push something.
Two red man. If I see them.
Red man. Now, to view this full episode, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at TeamViza TV. Follow us on Instagram at TeamViza_TV for the latest updates. Superstar in the building, Miss Nysus, we like really chilling.